Thanks, Kaylee, for that. So welcome into this week's Research Corner. I'm Tony Mulvey, Senior Analyst here at FreightWaves. Really, this week, the big topic's been the ocean, and that's kind of been the theme for the past, say, month or two. Really with the lockdowns in Shanghai, and and what that means for import levels overall. What we've seen, what you see in sonar sometimes, those customs import data, that's what you're seeing clearing the ports at the time that's clearing, right? But it's not really an upstream impact of what you're seeing coming down the pipeline. But with Container Atlas that we released at Future Supply Chain, you really kind of see those upstream movements. And we'll pull up a chart here. It'll be the first chart we see, and it'll be our total our ocean volumes from all ports to the US. And what you're seeing, those volumes are down 23% since April 1st, 36% since May 1st, and down about 39% year over year. So this is from all ports around the world to all the US ports. And what you're seeing, really that slowdown in actual volumes. Now, the caveat with this is these are volumes that haven't cleared the ports yet. These are what are coming to the ports. So this is where you're gonna see that slowdown in volume, import levels coming. And we're talking, once these become volumes, so these are based on the day of departure from a port, it takes about, you're looking at 28 days of transit time based on schedules by ocean carriers. Then if you pair that with Project 44's port pair delays, you're looking at about another week or so. So you're looking at about 5 weeks of lead time before these enter the port, and then they have to clear customs. So that adds another factor where you've got some of these delays just outside. I know Port of Savannah was one talked about heavily on LinkedIn, seeing those delays start to pile up, that congestion at that port. But we'll move on to our next chart, and it'll be bookings. So this is even further upstream than those volumes. And these booking levels are down about 17% from the beginning of April, 16% since May, and down 25% year over year. So these are basically the same thing as a tender sent from a shipper to an ocean carrier. And then these are confirmed. So they've been accepted by the ocean carrier that these will become volumes. Now, granted, there's also rejections that happen. And rejections are based off of these bookings, as opposed to like a tender that can be rejected before it's ever been accepted by a truckload carrier. Well, on the ocean side, they're based on those confirmed bookings that are then rejected. We'll move on and kind of touch on two ports that kind of shows that no two ports are equal. And really, we'll start with that Southern California Port of LA. Just looking at it itself, you're seeing volumes. We'll pull up the chart where you can see volume levels here in LA are down 44% since April 1st, 50% since May 1st, and down 52% year over year. So I mean, you're talking a dramatic decline in volumes that are headed to the Port of LA. Again, these aren't items that have cleared through customs at the port. These are what are headed to the port. So you're going to see a decline in those import shipments here in the next 3, 6, 8 weeks, where you've seen these volumes really decline. And we'll bring up the bookings chart as well and kind of show how that's reacted as well. And you're seeing that a similar decline, maybe not as severe, but it's still on the decline. You're talking 33% since April 1st, 25% since May 1st, and down about 34% year over year. So I mean, this is what these bookings, again, are the upstream look at what we're seeing on volumes. What's that say? Those volumes are set to continue that decline here in the next 10 days, because lead times right now are right about that 9 to 10 day mark. So you're talking from the time it's tendered from shipper to carrier, those ocean carriers, the difference in when it's a booking to when it's a volume is right in that 9 days. So we're seeing that decline. Anticipate that we'll see those volumes continue to decline into LA. Flipping coast and moving into the Port of Savannah, we'll pull up that volume chart. And we'll see there is a decline, but it's kind of stabilized. I mean, volumes really right now down 27% since April 1st, 37% since May 1st, but they're only down right at 7% year over year. So you really haven't seen the sharpest, I mean, you've seen a decline in recent weeks, but it's really, over the past week or so, it's really started to level off there. But we'll bring up bookings for Savannah, and you'll kind of see that same trend where booking levels haven't really declined in any way. They're down 13% since May 1st, 7.5% since April 1st, and about 19% year over year. But again, right now they're starting to stabilize. So what's this mean? Ultimately, this is all the downstream or upstream impacts for customs imports that, while still up, this is showing that, hey, maybe they're not going to be up for much longer. Intermodal volumes, which have remained strong, they may take a hit in the coming months, and it leads to truckload volumes as well. So all this is that upstream look at what's coming down the supply chain. But that does it for this week's edition of the Research Corner. We'll be back with more FreightWaves Now after this short break.